Today we are going to talk about carrots. How many of y'all know that carrots are really, really good for you? Carrots are super nutritional. They reduce cholesterol levels. First, let me say I'm not a doctor or medical professional, but I have overcome a lot of illnesses and diagnosis with nutrition. So I will say to you that carrots, it's known to do that. Let me rephrase that. Okay. It's also a good source of potassium, vitamin C, beta carotene, folic acid. The list goes on and on. Super good for you. I love the fact that, these are cut different. And so I can't really show you unless I put these back together, but all food, here, let's see if we can try this. That doesn't really work. All food is interesting to me. A lot of our vegetables, they look like what they're good for. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, like if you have a carrot and you cut it open, it looks like there's an eye. Beta carotene is really good for your eye. God had a design for all food, and we know that food is a medicine. So today we are working on our handy dandy carrots. So my husband loves carrots in his, snacks. He likes to just pull them out, use them randomly. You can use these in cooking as well. But fermenting is a great way to sneak that stuff into your diet, and not to mention to get the benefits of all of the bacteria that comes along with fermenting. So today we're going to do 2 different jars. Now, normally most people would use a very small jar, maybe like a quart size, or, one of these smaller size here, smaller size. But today we're going to use the bigger ones. Why? Because my husband really, really likes the carrots. And so I've got 2 different jars here. I want to talk to you about them. These amber jars are obviously more expensive, but they're really good to block the light out. And so, but these are going to be in the cabinet. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show you the difference between the 2 different types of jars. Now we're going to start with a little bit of herbs. And you guys know from previous videos, I'm pretty passionate about dill. And I'll put a little dill in the bottom of there. Okay. Love that stuff. Love growing fresh dill. I love cilantro. I love all kinds of herbs. I'm going to put some garlic cloves in there. A couple garlic cloves in each side. And I'm going to add some of my brine. Now, previously we talked about a brine that was already made. Now, that was really rare that I used that. You know why I don't use that? Is because the all-in-one pickling jar has sugar in it. Somebody say, yuck, who wants sugar? We're trying to be healthy. But for a nice treat, I did use that, and I had bought it on accident. I seen there was pickling stuff. I didn't know it had sugar in it until I got home. So I'm trying to use it up. But this is a solution of part vinegar, part water, and some good quality Himalayan salt. Salt is very important. Don't use the stuff with the little girl with the umbrella. No, don't do that. Don't do that. We've got our carrots over here. I have washed and prepped our carrots. I actually have been really busy, so I washed and prepped my carrots the other day. So I put them in the refrigerator, and you might think, ew, that's kind of gross. Well, what I had to do as a result is I put them with water. Water will keep your vegetables nice and fresh as long as you're in there. Like if you've got some herbs that are going bad, or when you get them home, you can put your herbs in like a vase, of a mason jar or something to keep them covered. And I'm just stuffing this with my carrots. Now, the reason I'm doing, again, these big jars is for a couple reasons. Number one reason is we go through them like crazy. They're just really crunchy snacks. Something interesting about fermenting carrots is that they don't lose their crunch. You would think that they would lose their crunch, but they don't. Now, I'm putting these in here, but I'm adding brine to it because it's super important to make sure that they have no buildup of areas with air pockets. Air pockets is a huge thing when you are fermenting. I've got some more stuff over there. I have a tool for this, but today for this purposes, I'm just using this stainless steel thing, and I want to go through and make sure that all the air pockets are out inside. I'm going around the sides. I'm going in the center because we want the fluid to touch it all. We want all the yummy bacteria to be able to touch this because this is super good for your gut. I mean, a lot of people eat yogurt or take probiotics or whatever, but if you're eating fermented food, you don't have to worry about it as much because you're getting this naturally. Now here I have some fermented peppers and fermented onions and little chunks of carrots that I used previously. So I'm going to take, just for a kick, I'm going to take some of these peppers out of here and drop them in there. Yeah, Nice, nice, nice. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's built up bacteria in there already, and I'll kind of get that going. I'm going to add some more juices to it. But yeah, absolutely. Give it a little bit of a kick. Now, I don't like spicy stuff, but then again, I'm not real big on, some of the things my husband likes, but these are things that we have found to be beneficial for our gut. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of turmeric in there. I probably should already put it in there. I'm using the ground turmeric. You guys probably seen it in previous videos. Pretty passionate about it. We deal with a lot of inflammation around here. Now, I'm going to take this just for purposes of adding that turmeric, and I'm going to kind of just turn it over like this. Okay. Sometimes whenever you're fermenting, you can ferment just like this if you wanted to. You could literally have this in, on a cabinet sitting out somewhere, but you have to burp it because the acid's going to build up and it's going to need to be burped. I personally don't like to have to deal with stuff like that. So I don't use these. I use a couple other methods. I have these here and I love these. These are great. So this is one method I use. It's got the little hole right here where the acid comes out and you don't have to burp it. So I'm going to put this on there like that. And I don't know, you probably can't see, but everything is all covered. It's super important that everything's covered and there's no air pockets. So I'm going to put that on there and I'm going to take the ring. And again, we talked about before, seals were hard to find last year. So if you can conceal, kind of hold back on using your seals and save them for as needed, that would be really good. They're not really needed here. Yes, I could do it like that, but I'm not going to. So I'm giving you some air in there, as you can see, the little hole, air in there. This will go on the shelf. This can go in the shelf to ferment for as long as I want it to get, however strong. If you're new to fermenting, you might not want to do it as long. And then once that's done, you take the pickle pucker off and put it into your refrigerator and you have a healthy snack. So I really encourage you guys to do this because it's not only healthy, but it preserves your carrots. And, carrots are pretty hardy anyway, but it really does a whole lot of stuff. The turmeric is good for inflammation. The garlic's an antiviral, if you will. And we'll throw some in there. And it looks like I'm out of the other for now. I have to grab some more of that. So as you can see in this jar, I'm just kind of positioning. Now you might be saying, hey, you cut those a certain way. Yeah, I did. But you don't have to. You can cut them into circles. You can cut them however you want them. I do them like this because they're just so easy and they kind of look cool. They stand up in the jar nice and neat. But again, it's really whatever, the purpose of it is not so much how it looks, it's what it does for your body. We want to stay healthy, spirit, soul, and body. And I don't know about y'all, but body part seems to be the hardest part for me. I love the Lord. I can spend times, in his word. I'm getting these touching here. That's not good. But whenever it comes to taking care of temple maintenance, nutrition is one of the ways that you can honor God. You can honor God by remembering that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And so whenever you go pouring a bunch of junk into your temple, that's not really honoring it. So I encourage you to ferment. I encourage you to, maybe you're going, ooh, fermenting sounds gross. Well, it's not for everybody, but it's certainly one way that you can add some great stuff into your diet. So I hope you guys will take heed to that. Take care.